If you're a beginner looking for the exact step-by-step direction on what you need to take and kind of sort of like a checklist as far as like how to get into real estate wholesaling, or if you're advanced and you're doing a couple deals and you just want a little bit more help being able to close more deals, then inside of today's video, you're in luck. I'm going to cover everything that you need to know on how to go out there and close a wholesale deal. And on top of that, make more money by wholesaling houses. Hey, yo, what's going on, everyone? Devin Knupp here, back at you with a brand new video. And inside of today's video, I'm going to be going through my computer. I wrote out a little list for you guys, and then it's going to be basically a checklist. I'm going to explain inside each different part, and then you guys can run with it and go out there and close a bunch of deals. And then at the end of this video, I got a little playlist for you guys, step by step, exactly how to go out there and close a deal. And this is kind of the start of it, if you want to sort of say. The rest of the advice is out there, inside of there for each of like the different steps inside of the business. And then from there, you can go out there and close some deals. So with this, I'm going to be breaking it all down. I'm going to be giving away all the secrets so that way you guys can go out there and close the deal. And I want to help you guys out. So inside of here, like I said, it's going to be kind of super simplified down and basically just focusing on the main parts. And then I'm also going to tell you guys a couple of the parts that you need to cut out and don't really worry about, so that way you can focus on what's going to actually generate you money inside of your business. And so with this, starting straight off the bat, we're going to be jumping into it. So first thing you need to do is educate yourself on the business. And so there's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of people that make videos about wholesaling. If you just type in wholesaling real estate, you're going to come up with a ton of different videos. And so just figure out whose advice that you like the most and just figure it out that way. There's going to be a lot of fluff out there. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I got a lot of content on my channel. A lot of it may not be specifically for you. Just figure out the basics so that way you can run with it. And so if the faster like sort of education style that you can find, the more like clear, concise, precise way that's being explained as far as wholesaling goes, the better it is for you. And so for some of you guys that are looking for the clear, concise answer on everything, I'm going to have a website down below. You guys can go check it out. And basically what I do inside of there is it's going to cut out everything that you don't need to know, and it's straight to the point on what you need to go out there and do to close houses. And on top of that, it's going to give you everything, like all the contracts, all the scripts, like it's even going to give you a cash buyers list inside of your state. It's going to give you a deal calculator. It's going to give you literally everything inside of there. So if you have a little bit more of a budget to work with, then I recommend that you go check that out and jump inside, because it's going to give you everything that you need to know to go out there and close a deal. And it's going to cut out a lot of the fluff, like I said, inside of there. And so since you guys are watching this video, I'll give you guys a discount down below as well. So go check it out. I recommend, like I said, so that way you guys can cut out a bunch of fluff, because like I said, there's a lot of people out there that make a lot of videos. And one thing that I'm kind of known for a little bit more, as I've started to see a lot of comments from you guys, a lot of replies from getting to this point, is a lot of people like my information, my content, because inside of my videos, I get straight to the point and I give all the answers away, and I don't like to fluff it up. The only problem though is I'm at about like 280 videos, because I do upload every single day on my YouTube channel just to get that content out there, to reach more people, to help more people out. And so you're gonna have to kind of like dig through and sort through everything. But if you want everything just straightly labeled out on clear and concise on what you need to know, cutting out all the BS and stuff, all the information straight away, like I said, go check out that link down below. And that's my biggest recommendation. And on top of that, you can get some mentoring inside of there. But on top of this, just really educate yourself with the business. Figure out what you need to do as far as how it works, what you need to focus on, and then kind of like the process. So that way, if you get thrown into a situation, you're not just like, oh my gosh, what do I do next? What's the next step? A lot of people are getting into those situations. So if you can kind of figure out, hey, I need to be at this level, I need to be at this position at this time. After I sign up the deal, I need to do this, I need to market the deal, or whatever it may be. So that way you're at least familiarizing yourself with what the next step is going to be. So that's my biggest tip as far as like getting started right away, is you really need to educate yourself with the business. So like I said, you can figure everything out as time goes on. And so now the next step inside of this little checklist is that you need to start working on lead generation. And part of like the educating yourself part, you're gonna find out all these different lead generation strategies that are out there and available. And there's like thousands of ways to market for motivated sellers. There's probably like 10 really popular ones that a lot of people use. And there's a few out there that just like literally every business use. They may be a little bit saturated, but why fix it if it ain't broke is kind of the methodology with it. So just research, kind of figure out what all the different marketing strategies are. Like some of the big ones are direct mail, cold calling, bandit signs, driving for dollars, whatever. Like the list goes on. There's a bunch more out there, ringless voicemail. Just figure out which one works best for your circumstances and what you are trying to accomplish. Kind of figure out like the 5-year goal, 10-year goal of who you're trying to be, what this business is going to look like for you, and figure out which strategy will get you there the fastest, or like in 5 years, what that person of yourself, what that image of yourself is going to look like. So if it's going to be more like living on the beach, whatever, you're obviously going to have to do have a lot more inbound leads and then have people handling it. But if you want to be in the trenches, making as much money as possible, helping as many people, then obviously outbound marketing will be the best bet for you. So figure out what marketing system works best for you guys, and then from there you can be able to figure out the best for what your circumstances are. And if you guys do jump down inside the link down below to the resources that I have inside of the course, that's literally laid out everything step by step. We can jump on the phone as well and figure out which marketing stream works best for you. But if you don't decide to go through that strategy, then what I really recommend is that you figure out what works best for you and just consistently do it. Just show up every day, do whatever it takes to consistently do that marketing strategy, and being able to keep fueling the fire. So that way, like, at least be able to like just say, hey, 3 months, I'm going to be doing this every single day, no matter what. And if you have that mindset, then you should be able to go out there and close the deal if you kind of have a lot more longer term mindset. So like I said, there's a lot of different lead generation tactics out there. And a lot of you guys keep asking me, hey, Devin, what's the best one? What's the best one? And to be honest with you guys, the best one is consistency. But just figuring out which one kind of fits better with your living circumstances or whatever you're trying to accomplish as far as business goes. If you're trying to become a real estate investor and try to have a bunch of buy and holds or a bunch of flips, maybe your marketing strategy may be a little bit different, versus if you're wholesaling is the sole purpose of what you're trying to do, then that's going to be a little bit different as well. There's a lot of different circumstances, but like I said, we can jump on a call and figure that out. But with that, it's just go out there and take action and just stick with one thing. Consistently stick with one marketing strategy. There's a lot of different, like, we call it like shiny ball syndrome. There's a lot of these different shiny balls as far as marketing. And the same goes for business. So if you're going to do wholesaling, just commit to it and then find a marketing strategy and just commit to it. Don't change because it's not getting you results. Just keep working on it and become the best at that lead generation strategy as possible. And as long as you're talking to sellers, that is the most important part. Not any of like the other stuff of whatever. Just as long as you keep talking to sellers, work on your strategies and get better and better at it. And your education should be able to help you out as far as like knowing what to say and all that type of stuff. So all the information is out there. Go take advantage of it. Or if you want the fast route, check out the link down below. And so now next, what you're going to want to do is get all of your phone numbers set up, because you do not want your personal cell phone, just like your personal number, getting out there and then you're getting all these upset callers or whatever it may be, or you just don't want everything going straight to your own cell phone number. So there's apps out there, like if you're on a really tight budget, you can use something like Google Voice, and you can only like have one number at a time. I know people have set up different like businesses and they use, like, you can have different Google Voice accounts, but Google doesn't like that, so they may shut it down. If that happens, then you could lose a lot of your history, and if you don't have a database, you're going to be in trouble. So make sure you also have a database, but get your phone number set up and everything. If you guys are doing like marketing strategies that are like outbound or inbound, for example, like if you're doing direct mail or bandit signs, you're going to want different phone numbers, so that way you know where the phone call came from, so that way you can replicate it in the future. Then I highly recommend that you check out CallRail. I will have it down in the resources down below, but I highly recommend that you use CallRail, and with that, using CallRail, it'll be able to give you a bunch of different tracking numbers. I think you get like 10 on their basic plan, and you can have 10 different phone numbers of figuring out, like if someone calls one phone number, you can be like, okay, so it's coming from this this street or whatever, or it's coming from this list that we send out direct mail to, and that really helps out. So I highly recommend that you get all your phone numbers set up. If you're doing cold calling or something like that, I highly recommend that you get an auto dialer, so something like Mojo. I know there's a bunch of different ones out there. I'm not gonna like argue which one's the best. I use Mojo. That's what a lot of other people use. If there's one that you like better than that, go for it, go use it. It's not a big deal. Just find something that'll be able to dial for you, so that way you're not sitting there typing in the phone numbers, and that'll help out a lot. So I think you can, if you get a Google Voice number or something that's local to the area, then you can just set it up with Mojo, and then that phone number gets calls and everything. But like I say, you don't want to use your personal number. So if you have a CallRail number or a Google Voice, then integrate it with Mojo Dialer. or whatever dialer that you're using, so that way you can just cold call and then it goes all to that number if anything goes wrong. And then on top of that, CallRail, you can get it set up so you can set up so like certain hours during the day it goes to your phone, other hours of the day it goes to a certain voicemail, and then you can have it even go to different members on the team, which is a nice setup for that. So I highly recommend CallRail, but if you're on like a really super tight budget, can't afford $30 a month, then I recommend that you use something like Google Voice. And then keep track of everything in at least an Excel spreadsheet, or if you can, use podio.com. So with that, just make sure that your phone numbers are all set up right, and so you don't have to worry about it later. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is get all your contracts set up and everything. So as soon as you sign up a deal, you have everything ready. So with that, I will have a link down below. You just put your name and email into it, and then it'll email you the contract, so you have all the files inside of there. So if you don't see the email pop up, maybe check your spam folder, but just put in your information and it'll send you the contracts. All the ones that you need, it'll send you like a purchase agreement, an assignment contract, as well as a JV agreement if you ever do JV deals. But if you have all the contracts all organized and set up and everything, you will, like if you have to go sign up a deal, you have everything, all the resources available to go do that. So I highly recommend that you guys go check that out. And if like they are general contracts and everything, so with that, they may not be completely applicable to your state. And obviously I can't give you guys legal advice on everything inside of your state because I'm not a legal consultant in all 50 states, nor am I in any state. So just honestly, my biggest recommendation is just run with them and then get them switched over to something. If you've closed a couple of deals or you have a little bit more of a budget to work with, go meet it up with a local attorney and have them get one set up for you that can be like 1 page, 2 pages inside of your state. That would work. It has all the information that you need to know, and it'll be legally binding. So make sure you get that all sorted out so that way you don't have to worry about it later. And so now this next part, this one, I would put it up there with lead generation as far as importance and when to start it, but this one's super crucial. So I know a lot of people out there, which basically this category is building up your buyers list. A lot of people out there, which I've said this personally, is you can just list a deal after you get it on a contract on places like Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or local Facebook groups that are real estate investor groups. You can post your deals inside of there. The only problem with it is you're gonna get like a bunch of like mixed time wasters in the middle of like doing all these deals. You're gonna have a bunch of wholesalers that want to be wholesalers going out on these appointments, wasting your time, possibly even screwing up your deals, being disrespectful. And that's a problem that I ran into personally. So you can always market your deals on that if you have if that's your last resort. But what I really recommend is that from the get-go, you start building up your buyers list on the side. Maybe set aside like an hour or two every day, building up your buyers list, networking with local investors inside of your area. And that way you can go out there, and if you come across a deal, you know who you can send it to, rather than, oh crap, I don't know what's going to happen on this one, just push it out, and then a bunch of time wasters show up and then they screw everything up. So I've had that problem before. I don't want you guys to have the problem as well, but if it's a last resort, you can. But just keep a database separate from their seller leads and just keep adding cash buyers in there that you've talked to. I recommend that you get to at least 100 before you close the deal, but if you find a deal, don't let that stop you from doing anything. From doing the deal, just sign it up and try to find a buyer ASAP. And so what the buyers list is going to allow you to do is basically as soon as you find a deal, you'll be like, oh yeah, Bob likes these types of properties. Or on top of it, what you can do is what's known as reverse wholesaling, which is basically you talk with your buyers, ask them, hey, what type of properties do you like? What zip codes? What cities, what counties do you like your properties in? And then if you get a bunch of buyers that want this specific zip code, want properties in a certain style, you can just go find deals in those areas and then specifically target properties that match the description of what they're looking for. And what this will allow you to do is not find deals that nobody wants, and you can find deals that people want and are buying currently today. And it's not kind of just a toss up, oh, hopefully someone wants this deal and it's in like the outskirts of town that no one buys in. And so what this will allow you to do, like I said, is just be super specific. So that's an option. I highly recommend if you want to go that route and you want to guarantee the deals that you get under contract, you can find a buyer as long as the numbers work. That is the route to go. But at the same time, if the numbers work, people are willing to buy a deal no matter what you're talking about in any scenario. You're talking about cars, you're talking about electronics, you're talking about houses. If the price is right, anybody will be willing to buy it, and they just have to make sense to people. So if there's profit to be made, people are going to go crazy over your deals, and if there's enough meat on the bone. And so with this as well, I know I didn't add this to a checklist, but this is kind of just something to keep in mind, is if the numbers are right, then people are going to take action on it and be offering you crazy amounts of money for these deals so you can make big assignment fees. So let's say the house is worth like $100,000 and you get a property on a contract for $40,000. Don't be like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be able to make $20,000 on this deal, so I'm gonna market it for $60,000. That's what a lot of people do. And honestly, if you set it up that high, you're gonna be pushing it to a smaller audience, and there's a lot less people willing to buy it at $60,000, and so the craze of this deal isn't gonna be there as much. So what I recommend that you guys do, instead of marketing it at $60,000, be like, yeah, I'm making $20,000. I would let the market decide how much you're gonna make. So what I would recommend is just listening it out for like $45,000 instead of $60,000. So you're making $5,000, and it's just an incredible deal, a crazy deal. And if you market it out there and it's just this crazy of a deal, there's gonna be a lot of people, like there's gonna be a lot of attention on this deal, and people are gonna be like begging to throw out their highest offer, so that way they know that they're gonna get the deal, and it's like they don't want to waste their time. And so like you're gonna get a ton of offers, and you just take the highest and greatest offer versus just maybe getting one offer if you do it for $60,000. And who knows, maybe you get someone offers it for $62,000 or $65,000 because this is such a crazy deal, and there's so many people wanting this deal, and they want to make sure that they get it. And so if they see themselves as the only ones interested, they may not offer as much. But if they see like 20 other people want this deal and it's crazy, you're gonna be in the mindset of I don't care, just whoever hires the most offers the most is going to get the deal. And so they're going to be like willing to maybe even spend a little bit more on this deal because they know other people are interested. So biggest recommendation on that one. And that's what I got for as far as like building your buyers list. And there's a couple of things that I recommend that can wait. And I get a lot of people asking me about stuff like this, and it's not that big of a deal. And these two things are getting an LLC and a website for your company. They're important, but they're not going to stop you. They're not going to make it so you can't do deals or anything like that. Or this even includes like business cards. All this stuff isn't really important. Just go out there and close deals. And then if you have the budget to do it, I recommend getting LLC and website. It helps out with a lot of stuff as far as like taxes go and making money. But they're not that important. I closed my first like 4 deals or so with just using my personal name, and then I got an LLC after I had the money to do so. So it wasn't that big of a deal. No one complained about it. Nothing ever came up. It's just kind of like a safekeeping in the long term. But if you really have nothing to lose, then there's really not too much of a hassle, too much of a problem that you're going to run into. And especially if you're working really small numbers, doing only a couple of deals, it's not going to be a big deal. Then I recommend you get an LLC and a website and all that stuff after you have the budget and you've closed a couple of deals. Then I recommend that you go out there and get your LLC, website, business cards, all that type of stuff. But really focus on just going out there and closing the first couple of deals, and then really working off of the momentum. Momentum's the biggest thing inside of here. And now if you're more of an advanced wholesaler, obviously just focus on these few things that I've talked about inside of here. Obviously, some of these may not be applicable to you, but if you focus on your lead generation and focus on building buyers, you're going to be able to go out there and do more deals. And that's a high recommendation of myself. It's just focus on those 2 things, and you're going to make a lot of money doing this business. So if you're doing 1 to 2 deals a month, this is going to help you move to 3 to 5 deals a month if you just focus on these couple of things. So like I said at the beginning, if you guys want a no fluff version of everything you need to know about real estate wholesaling, check out the resources down below. I got my own personal course you guys can jump inside of. If you guys don't want to do that, if you wanted to go the free route, there's a lot of online resources available. You can check out a bunch of different channels that have all these different offers and different content and perspectives that they have to offer. Or you can also check out, like I said, at the end of this video, I'm going to show you guys a step-by-step playlist of how to go through and do a deal. And it's just an accumulation of a bunch of videos on my channel. I recommend you check out other videos as well, but this can kind of give you a sense of direction on what you need to do to go out there and do deals. And so make sure you also get the contracts. They're going to be down in the description down below. You put in your email, and I will email them out to you so you guys can have them, and they are readily available for you. So also, please quit messaging me about the contracts. They're in the descriptions of my videos that I talk about contracts, including this one and all my other contract videos. Go check it out down below. But that's what I got for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed this little step-by-step checklist. Hopefully you guys were taking notes. If you haven't, go back through and at least take down the main points that I talked about inside this video and make sure that you focus on each one of these. And at least this order, the buyer's one, you can kind of move around as importance, but just go out there and take massive imperfect action. So anyways, that's what I got for you guys. If you guys have any adjustments you want to make or your own opinion on this video, drop it down in the comments down below. Let's talk about it. And usually if you reply within the first hour of a video, I try my best to respond and get back to everybody and give you guys advice. So with that, make sure you hit the notification bell because I do upload every day. And if you want to talk to me, just comment within the first hour on a video and I will get back to you. That's kind of my goal with it. So anyways, that's what I got for everybody. If you haven't already, join the fam, join the gang by hitting the subscribe button down below. Smash the like button if you like this video. And on top of that, like always, I'm uploading every day. So I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.